Hooray for Hollywood! Hello there, I'm Stan the Movie Man, and this is my weekly movie review. This week I went to see The D Train, which stars Jack Black, James Marsden, Kathryn Hahn, Jeffrey Tambor, and more. It is the story of Dan Landsman. Dan, or the D in D Train, is played by Jack Black. He has made himself the president of the alumni committee from his high school, and their 20th class reunion is coming up, and despite all their efforts, very few people, if any, plan on attending. While watching TV one night, Dan sees a commercial for Banana Boat, and the guy in the commercial is Oliver Lawless, who was in his graduating class. Oliver, played by James Marsden. He thinks if he can get Oliver to attend, that it will A, bring in more former classmates, and B, make him sort of a hometown hero. He concocts an overly complicated plan, saying that he needs to go out to Los Angeles, telling his boss and his wife this, for a business meeting with a CEO of a company. His boss, Bill Shermer, played by Jeffrey Tambor, decides he needs to go with him because he wants to expand his company and modernize it because they still do things kind of the old-fashioned way. That sort of complicates Dan's plan, but he gets Oliver to play along and go to the meeting. Initially, he says they can't do any business together, but then Bill turns it around and makes it profitable for this company to do business with him, and for some reason, Oliver agrees to a deal. That complicates things even more. The movie is kind of weird. You expect Jack Black that it would be a comedy, and some of it is. But it takes a weird turn during this trip to Los Angeles. I don't want to tell you what it is, so I don't spoil it for you. But it changes the dynamic between Dan and Oliver to where Dan is more like a jealous girlfriend to Oliver's boyfriend. It gets really weird. Dan can't even give voice to what the problem is, why he behaves so weirdly after the trip to Los Angeles, between the pressure of this ongoing lie to his boss and his wife, plus his boss is buying all kinds of new equipment to modernize that he can't afford because there is no business deal. And all of this combines to make Dan crazy. I don't really know what to think about this film. It doesn't really punch you in the gut in either the drama or the comedy direction. It plays both sides of the street, and it becomes more of a drama as it goes along, and secrets are told, and lives are practically ruined, and it just becomes kind of a quagmire that there's no way, if it happened in real life, that this person, Dan, would be able to escape it. And he suffers, the character suffers for his actions, but in the end, as often happens in movies, everything works out just fine. That kind of is a cop-out that shows that the studio said, you better make this a happy ending. Because in the real world, his life would have been over with all these lies he's told. He'd be unemployed, he'd be divorced, it would all be over. So the movie cops out with a happy ending, but what comes before it's pretty interesting. It's an interesting character study. Especially, I mean, it's pretty much a study of Dan. So I'm kind of torn. If you love Jack Black, then by all means go see the movie. If you love James Marsden, by all means go see the movie. But you may come out of it feeling as wishy-washy as I do. And if you do, join the club. I'm giving it 3 stars. Go to StanTheMovieMan.com to read my complete review, which hopefully will make more sense than this. You can also follow me on Twitter at MovieManStan and send emails to StanTheMovieMan at Comcast.net. Till next time, toodles!